Welcome back to my channel. This is your brother Ugo Austin. Please, if this is the first time of coming to my channel, subscribe and click the notification bell. This is to get notification when next I upload a video. Today's video, I will be discussing about the requirement for standard visitors visa UK. Before we go on, I just want to make something clear, a disclaimer. I'm not an immigration officer, okay? I'm not an immigration lawyer as well. Neither am I an entry clearance officer. Okay, whatever I'm discussing here or whatever we are discussing here is purely, informational based on my last 10 years experience. Okay, this is my 10 years experience in visa application. This visitors visa is usually given to people who are not UK nationals, who are foreign nationals. Okay, if you are coming to UK for the purpose of leisure, okay, which means you are coming to visit a friend, a family member, you are coming to take, a medical treatment, or you are coming to take part in business seminars or whatever you may call it, but purely on visiting. So this visa is for you. And the first time you apply, you'll be given a 6-month visa to come to UK. So the requirement for you to be successful is what we are about to discuss, okay? Now, these are the requirements. When I mean the requirement, the documents that you need to provide and the documents that you need not to provide based on your circumstance. For you to get a chance to get this visa, there are a couple of things that you need to demonstrate, right? You need to demonstrate some certain things to convince the entry clearance officer before you have a chance, of getting this visa. First of all, you must demonstrate that at the end of your visit that you be leaving UK. How do you demonstrate this? You demonstrate this by confirming or proving that you have a strong ties in your home country that can bring you back. We'll go in details after this, okay? Then next, to prove that you can support yourself, okay? You can support yourself financially. That is what I mean. So you are not going to be a burden to UK when you come to UK. So there shouldn't be any recourse to public fund that when you come over, that you are not going to be stranded. So I will tell us how you can meet this requirement as well, how you can prove that there won't be any recourse to public fund when you visit UK. Okay, if you are coming in with any dependents, with anybody, that you are able to prove that you will, care for them, that you will provide for them, that you will support them financially, whatever they need, all your activities in the UK, that you can cater all without anybody, without seeking for public help or without being stranded. Okay, these are the things that you need to prove. Then lastly, another thing that you need to prove is if you have any business, all right, all your business activities, you need to also prove that these business activities as well is yours. And because of these business activities, that you are not going to overstay in the UK, that you are at the end of your visit, that you will be going back to your home country, to take care of your business, okay? For you to have a chance, at getting this visa, then you must prove all these points that I've listed. Required documents. These are the documents you need to provide in support of your application to visit UK. These documents vary according to your circumstance. For the purpose of this video, there are a couple of documents that you need to provide. We'll categorize them into 3. One is for documents that you must provide, okay? And 2 is documents that you may provide. And 3, additional documents. Now, these additional documents is based on your circumstance while you are coming to UK. Okay? Then the documents that you may provide is just some documents which, when you provide them, you have a chance, at getting this. You must provide these documents if you have to. And if you have them, you must, as a matter of having a chance at getting this visa, you must provide them, okay? The documents you must provide. This is the first point. The documents you must provide That is your international passport. If you're a Nigerian, we have our international passport, okay? Because this is where the visa will be stamped on, okay? So if you don't have it, you need to go and apply. Go to any Nigeria Immigration Services and apply for your international passport. So this is the primary document that you must have in order to, think of traveling abroad or coming to UK. Point 2, other documents that you may have. This section provides guidance on the types of documents that you may want to provide to help the immigration officer consider your application against the immigration rule. Okay, now you have immigration rules set out for your coming to UK. There are standard immigration rules that you must follow. Okay, but these documents that you are providing gives you the chance, okay, to get this your visa if you provide them. Now, when the immigration officer, sees these documents against the immigration rules, there will be a probability of you getting this visa. And this is what we are talking about, because sometimes even when you have qualified, you met all the requirements, the immigration officer can as well reject your visa application. This is because for him, under probability, you may want to stay back, you might not return. All right. So, and these documents, when you provide them, when you meet all the requirements, the immigration officer looking at this document, I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this person, not only met the requirement, but will still come back at the end of his or her visit. Now, what are these documents? First of all, your previous travel documents. Now, if you've traveled before, you've traveled out of the country before, you've traveled to any country. Let's assume you are in Nigeria, you've traveled to South Africa, you've traveled to US, you've traveled to Canada, you've traveled to Turkey, you've traveled to any part of the world, and you have a visa for that travel, and you came back at the end of your visit, okay? And if that visa actually was stamped in your previous or expired passport, you need to provide that passport as well, where that visa is stamped, because it will help you when the visa officer sees the visa stamped. You have a chance at getting that visa. Now, point 2 is your financial documents. What do I mean by financial documents? I mean your bank statement. Your bank statement must have enough fund. You must have enough money in your bank account, and you need to print your statement for the period of 6 months. Okay, now this period of 6 months, there must be an end balance. You must have money, calculate how much your flight ticket is, how much you are going to spend in the UK, and whatever the expenses, both your accommodation and whatever your living allowance. You must calculate all this money, and this money must be in your bank account, depending on how many you are coming. If you're coming by yourself, at least based on our currency, 1,000,000 naira, 1 million or 500,000 naira will be enough in your bank account, right? Now, and this money must be in your bank account, and the account must be in your name, not your wife, not your friend, not your father, okay? And by showing this means you have access to this bank account, okay? This means you have access to this fund. You can have this fund at any time. So this is to prove that, yes, you can actually, take care of your travel in and out of Nigeria, okay? You will not be stranded when you come to UK. So that is the essence of providing your bank statement. Another point that you need to prove, okay, is your proof of earning. If you are working, okay, you need to prove how you get your money. That's all about this. So if you are working and you are employed, you need to show your employment letter, and that employment letter must have the start date of your employment. It must have the salary, how much you get paid every month. You must have your role, your job role. You must have the company details. And it must be, this letter must be written with a company letter headed. Okay. And if somebody is actually sponsoring you, and let's say if that person lives in the UK, that person need to provide this as well: invitation, send you his bank statement, send you his or her, you know, pay slips. Okay, pay slips is enough. Then ask that person to, in his bank statement there should be enough money. This is only if that person is actually sponsoring you, or if that person is co-sponsoring you. But if you are sponsoring yourself, no, you must prove how you earn your money. And how do you prove it? You must prove how you earn your money by providing your employment letter. And those things I mentioned earlier is what will contain in that employment letter. Also, if that person is also, like I was saying, if that person is also a resident of UK, you ask them to provide their resident permit card. If that person is a British citizen, then the person must provide you with his or her passport, British passport. If that person is a Nigerian as well, where you live, the person will write, a letter, stating your relationship with them. The same thing applies to some. If that person is in the UK, the person needs to write a letter. When that person is writing the letter of invitation, the person needs to write, this is how I met this person. This is what this person is to me. Okay, you need to prove that relationship. Okay, this is very, very important. All these things need to be provided. Okay, so if that person is also working, provide their status of employment, if it is full-time or part-time, or how much they make is also important, but not necessary. Okay, so if that person is a student, maybe you are coming to visit that person, or you are coming to, celebrate with that person on his or her graduation, then you ask that person to ask the school to provide a written permission, a written invitation, which should have your name and your passport number. Okay, so these are the things, documents that you need to provide, or you may want to provide, which gives you the chance of getting this visitor's visa. Now, having said this, then we go straight to the next point, which is the third one: additional documents that you may want to provide. If you're coming to UK for medical reasons, all right, so it is important that you ask the consultant, the doctor, to provide you the details of what is wrong with you, the details of why you are coming to UK, the sickness, the diagnosis, and how long you'll be staying in the UK. Okay, and where the treatment will be happening. Okay, and these documents are very, very important, because without them, your application may not be granted. All right, and I want to stress this. This is very, very important. If you're coming to UK, or going to any other part of the world on a visit, right, you need to provide as many documents as possible. Especially in the UK, if you're coming to UK, you need to provide as many documents as possible that you think may help you in your visa getting granted. Now, when an immigration officer or a clearance entry clearance officer is looking at your documents, he or she is looking at your documents for reasons to deny you, and not for reasons to give you a visa. I want to state this again. When you are applying to come to UK for a visit, put as many documents as possible that you think is relevant. Okay? Because the entry clearance officer is not looking at your documents to grant your visa. Rather, that person is looking at your documents to see reasons to deny you. Okay? This is why when you see some people, they will think they've met all the requirements, but at the end of the day, they get refused. and they'll be asking themselves why. I've done everything right. You need to convince the entry clearance officer beyond every reasonable doubt that you yourself as a visitor will be going back at the end of your visit. Now, the final point is the documents that you don't need to provide. These are the documents that you must not provide. Is your credit card statement, your driver's license, your business card, your flight bookings. They will tell you don't make any flight arrangement, don't make any travel arrangement. If you make any travel arrangement, then the chance of you getting refused is very, very high. Okay. Now, your travel insurance, you don't need to put these documents. Your sponsors council tax bill. This is for people, for UK invitees or UK sponsors. Okay. Your sponsors utility bills. Okay. The photocopies of bank cards. Okay. Your photographs is irrelevant. Okay. These are some of the documents that you don't need to provide. You don't need to provide them. So you providing them is just a waste of documents. I might get returned back. Okay. So having said this, if you have any question, please let us use the comment section. If there is any way you are confused, or there is anything that is unclear to you, or there is anything you want to add, please let's use the comment section